Hello, CEOs, and welcome to this episode. And we are looking at intentionally investing in continuity and succession. This is one of the most important things that a good business leader, a good executive, and a good CEO should be doing. You need to pay attention to continuity and succession. Now, continuity and succession planning are related concepts that involve ensuring the smooth operation and transition of the business. Smooth operation and transition of a department, of a business unit. Because the goal of continuity planning in particular is to ensure business operations can continue without significant interruptions. So when it comes to operations in particular, we are talking about continuity. When talking about people transition in leadership, we're talking about succession. That's why the two concepts are very, very related. But a good CEO must be good at continuity planning and succession planning. Again, succession planning involves you identifying critical positions within your business, within your organization, and developing an action plan for individuals to assume those positions. So, it could include departmental heads, it could include branch managers, or anybody in any leadership position. You have a plan in place, a plan that can enable somebody to assume a leadership position when the leader is no longer around. What if your current branch manager resigns? What if your current branch manager gets sick? What if your current departmental head gets sick? What if you the CEO, you the business leader, what if something happens to you? We are not praying for that. But what if you retire? What if you want to move on to something new? What if you want to go for family leave for a few months? What if? So you are thinking of a potential way, a good, effective way that operations can continue and leadership can continue in your business. And one key thing about succession planning is that it aims to pass leadership roles and ownership of a business to the next competent person. And succession planning ensures that the business can smoothly transition and continue to run without interruption. Same for continuity planning, which focuses a lot on the operations. How do we ensure that operations will continue to run effectively without interruption? So you need to make sure that you have a plan in place. You need to sit down with your team members, sit down with your consultant, with your coach, and have a talk, have a plan about this. But this is something that you can do. You can start today, this very moment after listening to this session. You can start thinking and documenting your continuity planning process and your succession planning process. And what should you be doing about this? Number one, develop, implement, and maintain a comprehensive business continuity plan to ensure that operations continue, especially when there are crises. Develop and implement a good succession plan in a way that another leader can take over another leader in when that leader is not available. Number two, you need to establish this plan specifically for executive positions and regularly review the succession plan. Ensure that there is adequate critical role coverage. It's important for you to do that, right? And another important thing you should pay attention to is to develop internal talents to assume higher responsibilities in the future. And you can do this by establishing a training program to ensure that successors are prepared. You can establish an internal mentorship program, apprenticeship program. This is where the concept of deputies actually started, where the concept of assistant managers, assistant departmental head, this is where it all started, because it's a platform where you can mentor upcoming leaders. You can mentor people who will take over from those who are already leading the various units and department. So you can start being very conscious of that and have a plan in place. You can also do this by encouraging, by having a policy where leaders in various departments are documenting processes. They are documenting what they're doing. They are documenting their contacts. It's very important, because succession planning and continuity planning and takeover becomes easy when the processes have been documented, and somebody can pick a folder, operations folder, and the person can see a step-by-step process how the former leader used to get things done. A person can pick a contact list and see where it has been documented. If you need this, call this person. There is a contact list of all suppliers, a contact list of all key stakeholders. These play a very big role in continuity and succession. So you should intentionally invest in this. Again, one important thing that you can do here is to intentionally have a proper training program to ensure that there is effective transition in the midst of crisis when concerns operations. There should also be another training program where you are just making sure that those who are leading various departments and units can train those who are under them, transfer some knowledge, transfer experience, and transfer skills. There should be a standard training program. Maybe part of your staff meeting should involve leaders training other members in their department. This is very important. I did my research, my MBA research was focusing on succession planning and family-owned businesses, and the focus was in the African continent. But I have always had this passion to study how, great family-owned businesses across Europe and America have been able to thrive over the years. And one thing that these people have mastered is succession planning. They don't leave it to chance, to guesswork, or assumption. There is a well-documented plan running 30 years, 40 years on who is going to take over if this and this and this happen. Legally documented, lawyers consulted, all the agencies involved consulted to make sure that this is done according to the law and there will be no hiccups. This is very important for you to also consider. And it's good that if you're starting a business or your business is still young, start thinking about continuity planning and succession planning at the beginning. Don't wait and assume that when we will be big, we'll start working on it. No, that is wrong. Let it become a culture when the business is still young. Now, one thing that is also very important to note as far as continuity planning and succession planning is concerned is the role of communication. You need to communicate the continuity plan and the succession plan to the relevant stakeholders. For example, when it concerns continuity plan, which focuses on operation, you need to communicate the leaders of the various departments and units and branches and whatever, and also communicate to the various team members that should, in case anything happen regarding that particular operation, they know what to do to ensure continuity of operations. Same for succession plan. You need to communicate the succession plan you have documented to the relevant stakeholders. It could include your lawyer. If you have more than one lawyer, let them know. It could include maybe your bank managers, your account managers. It could include, your other important business partners and partner companies that you work with. It could include the person that will take over if they have matured enough and you trust them and you have that good relationship. You should inform them. So you need to make sure that you carefully, professionally, in a diplomatic way, communicate your business continuity plan and succession plan to the relevant stakeholders. The last thing I'll talk about on this point is you need to foster adaptability across the organization for seamless transition. Now, adaptability remains one of the most important soft skills and leadership skills in this dispensation and for so many years to come. And continuity plan will only be effective if the people have adaptability mindset. They have this mindset that they quickly adapt. They have this growth mindset that they quickly adapt to the situations at hand. You don't just sit and complain. No, something is going wrong. You adapt and begin to figure it out until you get it done and you solve the problem. Same for the succession plan. Adaptability is very important. For example, the person taking over, they are taking over in a different dispensation. They'll be taking over in a different economy, in a different market, in a different country, different city, whatever. They need to be adaptable. So you need to make sure that adaptability as a skill is very, very encouraged, and you train your people across the organization to have that skill. Because when there is adaptability, seamless transition becomes easy. Transition becomes difficult when people have fixed mindset, but it becomes easy when there is high adaptability skill across the organization. I hope that you learn something and you will start taking your continuity plan and succession plan very, very serious. And again, as I like to say, some of these things sometimes you may not have the full skills and knowledge to get it done the right way. You need to consult the right people that can help you get this done. You can talk to your coach, talk to a consultant, talk to a lawyer, but start thinking about it and start documenting your heart. Document what you would like to see happen. Also research what others have done in your industry. Watch, observe, but make sure you think about it and you start working towards it, because that is what will keep your business running for a very, very long time, and even when you are gone at a very good old age. Keep building that dream, and remember, you're rare, you're remarkable. Cheers.